Disney Springs. Here we are. For once, I don't want surface parking. Today we're gonna do the garage. Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back. We are at Disney Springs today here in Orlando, Florida, and we are going to do something that I've had on my mind for a little while now. It required a lot of research, and it's gonna be a really long day. We are going to ride all of the Disney transportation options that they have here on property in one single day. So basically that's going to be the buses, the monorail, 2 types of boats, also the Skyliner, which will be my very first time on the Skyliner. More on that later. The tram, the minivan, also walking and driving my own vehicle as well. I'm probably missing some. There's a lot of different transportation options here at Disney, and I thought it would be interesting to try them all out, show you the process, talk about the different ways to get from here to there and everywhere along the way, because there's a lot of different options. So hopefully this will be helpful and insightful. We got a lot of ground to cover today, so without further ado, let's get going, let's go. So our adventure, as I said, starts off here at Disney Springs. The reason that we are starting here is because there is free parking at Disney Springs, and this is basically the only place where you can park for free. And by the way, the actual driving of your own vehicle is the obvious way to get around Disney property. Again, you're gonna have to pay for parking in some places. To get to the hotels, you're gonna have to go through security guards. So it's not the most accessible way, believe it or not. But obviously it is an option, and it is always nice to drive your own car. Me driving to Disney Springs in the first place is what I'm counting for that. The other good part about parking at Disney Springs is this is going to give us access to basically everywhere on Disney property except for the TTC, the Transportation and Ticket Center, and the actual parks. So, in other words, all of the hotels is what it's going to give us access to. Also, the water parks I'm seeing as well. We're actually going to head to the Riviera Resort. That's going to be gate number 12, and hop on a bus. All right, here we are, gate number 12, Disney's Riviera Resort. I'm excited about this. I've never been there before. It's one of their newest hotels. Here it comes. We got an Aladdin bus. That's pretty cool. And a short bus ride later, we have made it to the Riviera Resort. And here it is, my first time seeing it in person. It's actually quite lovely. So, basically I chose this specific route that we're going today. First of all, I tried to make it as succinct as possible. I tried to do the least amount of like backtracking and like weird movements. It's all pretty much going in basically a circle. There is a little bit of backtracking in there, but we'll get into that later. But anyway, I decided to start off at the Riviera because there's only a certain amount of places that the Skyliner actually goes, and one of the shortest routes is between the Riviera and the Caribbean Resort. It's 0.4 miles. So I figured for my first time going on the Skyliner, me being scared of heights, that would probably be the best way to go about it. And plus it wasn't too much out of our way of where we're going. So that's why we're here at the Riviera. Plus, I really did want to see this in person. It's very beautiful. Okay, this is nice. I'm convinced this is nice. All right, we just gotta go down these stairs here, head out the door. You can see the Skyliner from here. Okay, let's go. Here's a map. We are here. We started off, this is the bus area here. So we walked over here through the lobby, and now we're out the other side. This is the walkway to the Skyliner, so we just kind of have to go over here, and then it's like a think off of the map here. Okay, this is nice. This is nice. Is this DVC? Am I ever gonna be able to stay here even if I wanted to? I do want to, but could I? I have no idea. I think it's DVC, Disney Vacation Club. That's a shame. It looks really nice. Looking at the Skyliner now. It's right in front of us. I'm very, very nervous. And I already know there's gonna be people in the comments being like, just get on it, it's not that bad, don't be scared, blah, blah, blah. Must be nice to not have a fear of heights. That must be really, really nice. I do have a fear of heights though, and I am very, very nervous about this. And fun fact, it looks like you can actually choose to walk from here all the way over to the Caribbean. Actually, I see a sign that says Epcot that away, which is very intriguing to me. Can you walk from here to Epcot? Bruh, that's a game changer. Okay, I just walked up a little ways. It's the Skyliner, so you could take the Skyliner over to Epcot. That makes a bit more sense. We're not super far away from Epcot, but it's also not exactly right next door either. It's across the street, so yeah, that makes a bit more sense. All right, enough stalling. Let's do this. Oh God. Okay. Here we are. We're doing it. Okay. It's fine. We're fine. We're not gonna die. It's all good. It's all good. Only one in here, by the way. So I can have a full-on panic attack. Awesome. Okay, here we go. Oh God. Okay, up we go. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Welcome aboard the Disney Skyliner at Disney's Riviera Resort, a Disney Vacation Club. If you are just joining us, we are on our way to Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort with connecting flights to Disney's Hollywood Studios, Disney's Pop Century Resort, and Disney's Art of Animation Resort.
Okay.
Say bon voyage to the Mediterranean. We are about to go island hopping at Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort.
We're good, we're good. We're doing fine. It's fine. We're only shaking just the tiniest amount. Whew, we're good. We're good. We're good. Oh boy. We're good, it's fine.
We are now sailing over Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort,
yes,
where every day feels like a Junkanoo celebration.
We are shaking so much. We're shaking so much, y'all. Like, this is going like back and forth. Oh, I think it's because it's windy out. Is it always like this? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, thanks. We're almost there. We're almost there.
In just a few moments, we will be landing at Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort.
Oh boy. Oh, it's almost over. We're almost there. We're getting there. Holy moly. Okay. This thing is shaking.
Welcome to the
shaking.
islands of Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort. All
okay, here we go. We're going down.
Or transfer at this station.
Okay, we're going down.
We hope you enjoyed the most.
Phew, okay, we're going down fast. Okay, we're good. All right, solid ground. Yay! Hey, there's a giraffes there. Nice.
Collect your belongings and watch your step.
Okay. Okay, we made it. We did it. Oh, we did it. We did it. Solid ground. So that dropped us off at like kind of a main hub train station thing here. Actually, I was chatting with a cast member for a while right before I got on the Skyliner, and he was saying that, yeah, this is where this one's gonna drop you off. I did not know that just looking at the maps off of the internet. I just thought this kind of went straight to the Caribbean, but if you wanted, you could take this over to Hollywood Studios and also over to the Art of Animation and Pop Century Resort. Come on, check it out. This Joffrey stand has a special Skyliner latte, the toffee flight. It's blended with sea salt, caramel toffee, and dark chocolate topped with toffee crumbles on a cloud of whipped cream. Sounds pretty darn good. Cast member was also saying that the Caribbean is part of the Riviera, so he was very confused as to why I was just taking the Skyliner over here. I tried to explain it. that's fine. It doesn't matter. In any case, I got to figure out how I can get on a bus from the Caribbean. I gotta admit, it's very tempting not to hop back on that Skyliner, even though that was very scary. It would save me so much dang time. But I really just don't think I want to go through that again right after just going through the Skyliner. This time, I don't know. I may change my mind. Also, I got the latte. I figured I went through enough. I might as well treat myself to the toffee flight. And I also want to say that this video's coffee is thanks to Matthew. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Cheers, I really hope you enjoy this one. So I'm sort of in a quandary here. I'm kind of just sitting on a bench right now, drinking my coffee and trying to figure out what to do because I wasn't necessarily expecting this. I didn't know that the Riviera was connected to the Caribbean, so I'm not sure if the bus station is the exact same bus station that I was literally just at, in which case that's kind of dumb. I literally just came here to ride the Skyliner and leave, which if that's what happens, then that's what happens, I guess. But I kind of wanted to make this one succinct trip, in which case the obvious answer is to take the Skyliner to the studios, which just so happens to be the longest trip of the Skyliner, which is 0.7 miles. So it's not like a super long trip by any stretch of the imagination, but it is another trip nonetheless. And I'm just kind of trying to decide, like, is it worth it? Should I just do it? It would save so much time if I just went on it again, as opposed to walking to the bus, waiting for the bus, getting on the bus, driving over to the studios, etc. So we may be taking another trip on the Skyliner, which wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. Did I have the most fun time of my entire life? No, not by any stretch of the imagination. Actually, the part that I had the hardest time with, which you may or may not have gathered by all of my yelling, was not the height of it all, but the shaking from side to side, which I think might be because it's a little bit windy today. So I think that's probably why. Okay, after much deliberation, I'm just gonna get on it again. If I can be on an airplane for 8 hours, I can do this for 0.6 miles. Let's do it. We're good. It's fine. It's totally fine. Totally fine. It goes slightly down as you go, which is a little nerve-wracking. We aren't shaking as much either, or we weren't shaking as much. Now that we've cleared the trees, we're shaking a little bit more. That's the worst part by far. And I think that's just a windy day thing. I could be wrong, but that's my guess. Also, there's the entrance to the studios over here. Whew, yeah, I'm glad this is gonna be over soon. Oh boy. I'm ready to get off now. I'm very ready to get off now. I tell you what, this thing makes a lot of noise too. I'm not so crazy about that either. You hear that wind? I think that's wind. Okay, we're going down for a landing. Finally. No more Skyliner for today. We are done. All right. Let's get off this thing. And look at that, the Skyliner actually dropped us off directly where I wanted to show you next. The friendship boats. You can take this boat over here, which is directly to the side of the main entrance of Hollywood Studios over here. You can take that over to the boardwalk area, aka the Epcot area. So at this point I wasn't sure if I was going to take said boat or if I was going to walk, because you can walk from the studios over to the boardwalk, that whole area, aka Epcot. And seeing as how just got off the Skyliner for the second time and I'm feeling a little bit woozy, my knees are shaking, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I don't think I'm ready for my sea legs yet. I think I'm gonna go ahead and walk, but at least I can show you where the boat is. This is definitely an option. It's a great option. Nice scenic boat ride over to Epcot. It's really, really lovely. Honestly, I'm just proud of myself for not having a full-on panic attack. The last time I went on a bucket quote-unquote ride, I had an absolute panic attack. Complete entire panic attack. So it didn't happen this time. I'm very happy about that. I'm pleased to say I could totally do the Skyliner again if I had to, but probably not multiple times in a row in one day. I don't think that will ever happen. But I can, at least I know I can do it, and I feel pretty darn good about that. And let's not forget about our old pal, the buses. There is, of course, a bus station here at the studios as well, so you can also take the buses to wherever you want to go, including the theme parks. You can go to Animal Kingdom, Epcot, Magic Kingdom, and all of that good stuff. Also taxis and the minivan, which I can't remember if I mentioned in the introduction, but we are going to take the minivan today too. That's going to be the last thing that we do. I'm trying my best to catch my breath and calm down a little bit. So all of the theme parks here, with the exception of Animal Kingdom, are very interesting. There's many ways that you can get from each one. The studios here, we have the buses, we have the Skyliner above us here, and also a boat, and the minivan as well. Minivan, we're not going to count that because that technically can go anywhere on property. And then the Magic Kingdom has the TTC, the Transportation and Ticket Center, which also has the buses, monorails, boats, all kinds of stuff. And then also Epcot, which we're going to talk about next, has a number of different transportation options as well. So to get to the walking path, we're going to head down this way towards gates 1 through 8 of the bus transportation. And here it is. So we're going to dip off this way to the left instead of going to the right where all the bus stations are. And we're going to walk along this way, and you're going to see this is actually a very lovely walking path down here. I'm actually quite familiar with this pathway. When I worked at Disney and I lived around here, myself and a friend, a pal, we would come over here in the mornings and we would actually do walks around this pathway and runs sometimes, mostly walking, but this was how I got my exercise, was I would go along this path back and forth. It's a sizable path. It's not short, but it was really cool. Like if you're gonna work out, it might as well be somewhere pretty neat, right? And there she blows, heading up towards Epcot. Friendship number 6. Don't worry, we'll be taking plenty of boats later. So you can take the boats to the Yacht Club, the Beach Club, the Swan and Dolphin, or Hollywood Studios. And then the other side, you can take the other line here, you can take over to Epcot. Oh yeah, and I guess I should talk about the Surrey bikes as well. Technically a transportation, although you're not really going anywhere except inside of a circle, so I'm not going to count it for the types of transportation that you have, although that would be pretty darn funny. Okay, so here's where things start to get stupid. Because directly in front of us, right in there, is the entrance, the back entrance to Epcot. And if I had an annual pass, if I had any kind of pass, this day would be so much easier, but I don't. So instead, we're gonna have to go a different route. So essentially, if I had an annual pass, I could just go through Epcot to get out to the other side, to the main entrance of Epcot, and then take the monorail from there to the TTC. However, I do not have one, So I'm hoping that one of these hotels around this loop has a bus that goes to Epcot. As absolutely stupid as that is, because Epcot is literally right there in the backyard of these hotels, hopefully that will be the case. If that's not the case, we're gonna be taking the minivan a lot sooner than I originally anticipated. So I think I'm gonna go into the Yacht and Beach Club behind me here and go see what the bus situation is. Also, if I had to stay anywhere on Disney property, like my #1 dream hotel, it's probably this one here, because it's right next to Epcot and it has the best pool on property, in my opinion. Okay, let's check on the bus. Oh, check it out, we've got some eggs over here. Easter is upon us. A lot of the hotels do very lovely decorative eggs in their lobbies, and I guess the Yacht and Beach Club is one of them. Actually, I think it's like the OG one that used to do them. Same with like Christmas items. Usually the Yacht and Beach Club has like the best ones. By the way, shout out to our pal Jackie, super enthused. She did an awesome video recently checking out the spring and Easter stuff over like the Grand Floridian and all of the hotels around the Magic Kingdom area. Watched it the other day. It was awesome. Great way to get into the spring mood. She usually does those really awesome videos, so make sure you check that out. Oh, look at the little succulents and the little Mickey cactus. Oh, so cute. All right, once again, we're gonna use our pal the map to figure out where to go, as you know, often do with maps. But here we are over here. We need to get to the bus station, which is actually over here, more towards the Yacht Club side of it all. So, all right, more walking. Well, this restaurant hasn't changed much. Gotta eat here sometime. Pro tip, want the best restrooms on property? It's gonna be in hotels. I bet there's no one in there. Unfortunately, I don't have to go. But I am gonna refill my water bottle. Also, abandoned payphone station, I think. Phone books would be down under there. For all you kiddos out there, we didn't always have mobile phones. Sometimes you had to use the phones provided to you on property. So there you go. We got some more lovely eggs over here on the yacht side of everything. All right, let's go find those buses. Okay, buses ahead. And according to the sign, there is no bus to Epcot. It wants you to use the boat, which we can't do because that means you gotta go through the back way to Epcot. So minivan it is. All right, we're gonna see how this goes. I've never done this before. Bear with me. So I'm gonna press the lift. That's what it's done through, is lift. And let's see, we're gonna go to Epcot. And it has two different options here, the guest drop-off or the minivan. I don't know the difference between the two, so I'm just gonna say guest drop-off. It looks like that is at the beginning of Epcot. If I'm not mistaken, I guess we will find out. Okay, set the drop-off. Wow, $32.51. Oh boy. Okay. That's so expensive. Well, you know what? Ultimately, that's kind of the only amount of money that I'm spending today, save food and water, which hasn't been that much, and now it definitely won't be that much. So you know what? $32 it is, I guess. It's for science, right? Right. So I'm gonna confirm my pickup to be the yacht main lobby area. That's where we are. And we have confirmed the ride. I paid via my Apple Pay, and they will be here in 17 minutes. So that was pretty easy overall, especially if you've used Uber and Lyft and all of that stuff before, which I'm not usually the one to use these programs, but obviously that is what we all do now. So anyway, I don't know why I'm going on that tangent, but here we are. I'm excited to check out the minivan, so adorable, and I'm just imagining it's gonna be, you know, a smooth car ride to Epcot, the front of Epcot. They're gonna be like, what the heck? Why is this happening? But oh well, they're getting paid, so it is what it is. I know I've always been curious about the minivan. I had no idea how it worked Only just learned that it was through Lyft that you do it the other day when I was researching for this video, so I'm eager to show this process with you all. This bus pulling in is from the airport, and I can't remember if there's still transportation from the cruise lines to the hotels either, but those are other things that you could look into. For obvious reasons, I'm not doing those today, but it's still totally a thing. Okay, here she blows, the minivan. I'm very excited about this, very excited about this. Okay. Hi. Yep. Okay, spacious.
Did you just want to take a minivan for the sake of taking a minivan?
Yes. that is literally why. I've never taken it before. This is my first time, so I'm excited. It really is.
Where did you work?
I worked at Animal Kingdom in Dino Land.
Very cool.
And I worked at the Haunted Mansion at the Magic Kingdom.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Get to wear the neon dinosaurs?
Oh yeah, it was back during that day, yep, when we had the neon dino print nightmare. Yep. Okay, and just like that, we have been dropped off by the minivan. Shout out to my driver, Aylin, who was awesome. We chatted about being cast members, and she was super nice. And it was really cool because she was playing Disney music in there. When we got to Epcot, the old Epcot music was playing, and it really got me in the mood to be here at Epcot. But unfortunately, we're not going inside. We got a monorail to catch. And just a quick look at the bus transportation that they have over here at Epcot as well. Pretty similar to the studios as well. You can take the bus to other theme parks, Animal Kingdom and the studios. And looks like you cannot take, there is no bus here to get to the Magic Kingdom. So keep that in mind. And that kind of makes sense because you're gonna take the monorail. Monorail is gonna take you to the Magic Kingdom, but other than that, it will take you to a bunch of different hotels as well. So close, and yet thousands of dollars in an annual pass away. Oh well. First trip on the monorail for this video.
Stand clear of the door. Favor, manténganse alejados.
And we have made it to the TTC, yay! So there's a number of options here. It is called the transportation, wow, transformation, yep, that's it, transportation and ticket center after all. So we obviously have the monorails. We just took the monorail from Epcot. There's also the monorail that goes around the Magic Kingdom loop. We also have the ferry boat right over there. And behind us, we have the trams, which is what we're gonna do next. Yes, I'm counting the tram, and all of this is part of the transportation. And we also have the ride shares here too, the lifts, probably the minivan if I had to guess, and all of that good stuff as well. The trams, obviously, or maybe not obviously, go only to the parking lots here at the Magic Kingdom, both the hero lot and the villain lot, so it's important to know, you know, what Disney character is a villain and which one is a hero. Since I'm not parked here, I don't care where I go. So we're just gonna hop on the tram, because it's here. On the tram. Gonna take a loop around the parking lot, head on back. We'll have to go through security again, that's okay. And then we'll keep going, we're almost done.
We're gonna sit tight here for a little bit longer, see if any more heroes want to join us for Simba and Peter Pan. So as we continue to wait and be patient, enjoy this time off your feet.
Well, I sure am. Also, fun fact, the trams didn't always have doors. Not always. It was just an open space. I think something happened to where they decided to put indoors, but yeah, not always a thing.
Remain seated with the doors closed, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside while the tram is moving.
Our seat is good for the rest of the day, and today only, especially if you are park hopping to another park, that being Animal Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, or Epcot, or returning back to Magic Kingdom at all, especially for the fireworks that are at 9 p.m.
Alrighty, tram was a success, and now we're gonna head back through security, as I said, and we're gonna hop on the ferry boat. Okay, ferry boat. Here we go. There we go. One of the things that I did last year actually was a mostly free day at Disney, where I actually walked around and took the monorail and the boats and stuff around this section of the Magic Kingdom and all of these hotels. And it's a great way to experience Disney without actually having to buy a park ticket. Obviously, it's not the same as being inside of the parks, but when you just want that Disney magic, yeah, this is it. This is totally it. Every cast member that I've come across today has been absolutely awesome. Super nice, and you know, Disney cast members, there's really no one better. So anyway, just a suggestion there for y'all. If you still want to experience Disney, this is a really great way to do it. So you could walk from the TTC through the Polynesian, as I said. You could take a boat from there to the Magic Kingdom. I'm not sure if you can still keep walking between the Polynesian to the Grand Floridian because of all of that construction over there, but you used to be able to, and I'm sure in the future you will again. From the Grand Floridian, you could also take a boat from there to the Magic Kingdom, or you could keep walking. They've included another walkway between the Grand Floridian and the Magic Kingdom. I walked it before. It's a nice walk. And then you have the Contemporary over on the right-hand side, which again, you could walk from the Contemporary to the Magic Kingdom or take a boat. You cannot walk from the Contemporary to the TTC, so instead of this being a complete circle where you could technically walk all the way around, it's actually more of a C. Again, so close and yet so very, very far away. Before we talk about the boats to the resorts, we're going to talk about, once again, our pal, the buses. And actually, we can't talk about the buses because we have to exit the park technically, and then we have to go through security all over again, so we're going to talk about them from afar. So if you want to go to the Magic Kingdom from any of the hotels, from any of the resorts, that bus is going to drop you off here, right outside of the Magic Kingdom. So there's all of the bus stops over there. So it's not going to be over at the TTC, it's going to drop you off here, which is quite nice. And then you go through security and then head inside of the park. And a brief mention to this walkway over here because this is how you would get over to the Contemporary. It should also be noted that there are two monorail stations. The express monorail, which goes directly back to the TTC, and then to the left is the resort monorail, which will do a loop around the resorts. Both will go to the TTC, so pro tip, if the express line is super long, you could always take the resort monorail, which usually isn't too bad. Directly down this path here is dock number 2, which goes to the Polynesian and the Grand Floridian. And then over to the left, these ones go to the Wilderness Lodge and the campground as well. I don't necessarily care which resort I go to because it doesn't really matter. Because from there we're gonna take a bus back to Disney Springs. We're actually almost done. This is like the only thing left on our transportation list. So I'm just kind of standing here awkwardly waiting to see which boat comes in first. Wherever it comes in, that's the one we're getting on. And it looks like this is gonna be the boat for us. We are heading to the Wilderness Lodge. My favorite resort on property, so how about that?
We are preparing to dock. This is a free-floating vessel, and docking can be bumpy at times.
And we made it on solid land. I knew we would. Back at the Wilderness Lodge, my favorite resort. All that's left to do now is hop on a bus, head back to Disney Springs. We officially did all of the Disney transportation on property. That is pretty darn amazing. Oh, look at all the flower merch that they have from Bambi. Oh, that's so cute. Bambi is a horrifying, horrifying movie, by the way. Watch it as an adult. Oh my goodness. And we're over here by the buses. They have a bus to Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground, as well as the Magic Kingdom. We are looking for Disney Springs, which I believe just left, which just figures. There's also buses here for the Hollywood Studios, Animal Kingdom, and Blizzard Beach, and Epcot. So just to double check and see, a minivan from here over to Disney Springs would be $43 at this point. So made the right decision, but it's actually not that much more expensive from here. Also should point out that there are other options. You don't have to just take the minivan. That is obviously more expensive than the other lifts that they have listed on here for that same ride. So it's really just because you want to ride in style and say that you rode the minivan like I did today. And we finally made it back to Disney Springs. That one bus ride took an hour. It took an hour to get here from start to finish. Now it was busy. It was a full bus, lots of people standing, etc., etc. So, you know, these things sometimes it takes a while. The buses in particular can take a very, very long time. And with that, we are done. Disney planes, trains, and automobiles, or skyliners, boats, and monorails. We did it. Holy moly, that was a day and a half. Actually didn't take as long as I thought it would, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that we didn't take the bus that much. That easily is probably the one transportation on property that takes the longest, is the bus. Waiting for the bus, and then some of the buses don't always go from point A to point B. They also they have multiple different stops along the way, so that's something to keep in mind. But nonetheless, it took a lot quicker than I thought it would, thank goodness. So hopefully this was helpful. Just some final thoughts. There's a lot of different things, I guess, to keep in mind when it comes to transportation. It's just whatever works best for you. Today, I just really wanted to give just an overview of all of the different options here, so you could kind of see what could work best for you and your vacation, and the people that you have in your family. Also, basically all of the transportation that we did is wheelchair accessible. I don't know about the trams. How do you do the trams? That may not be wheelchair accessible. But the buses certainly are, the boats, even the minivan, they have a wheels accessible van as well. I was chatting with my Lyft driver about that. So that is an option too. Also, the Lyfts do come with car seats for the little ones too. So that's also something to keep in mind. One more thing. I did notice a lot of different kinds of buses driving around Disney property too, like Lynx buses and like buses that were obviously from, again, like the airports. Wow, that's what those things are called. The airports, and probably cruise ships and all kinds of different things. I did not count that in today's video. I did everything that was listed on the actual Disney website in terms of what transportation they offer here. So that's something, I guess, to keep in mind as well. I think that's everything that I had to say about it. So thank you all so much for watching. Really, really appreciate it, as I always do. If you like more content like this, we do a lot of Disney stuff, we do a lot of theme park stuff, and we do a lot of other stuff as well. So if you want to subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. And if you like the video and you want to give it a thumbs up, that helps this video out a ton as well. So I'm gonna get some Earl of Sandwich. I'm gonna get some food and then head home. Thanks all for watching again. Bye-bye, everybody. See you later. Bye-bye. Oh, yeah, by the way, the shoes are working out great. I got brand new shoes recently. This is my first day wearing them, and oh boy, did I need them today. I would be probably so much more tired if I didn't have proper shoes on. Thanks, Nike. By the way, yes, Disney Springs does have boats of their own. No, I will not be doing them in this video. We already did a boat, so it's fine. But they are here, and it is a lovely boat ride. So we'll do it soon, but not today.